morning, Iona Prep. I'm Michael Lyons.
And I'm John Buzzard, and here are your morning announcements.
Iona Prep will be participating in the Great Strides Walk for Cystic Fibrosis in May 17th. Students interested in participating should see Mr. D'Alfonso this week. Students may receive service hours by volunteering or creating a team to walk. Our Winter Sports Award dinner has been moved to today. The dinner begins with a reception in the lobby at 6:30. Returns were due last week into the main office. If you have not made your return and would like to attend, please see Mr. Mahoney. Again, our Sports Award dinner is today. Students are reminded to bring in shoes for the National Honor Society shoe drive. All types of men, women, and children's shoes are accepted. Shoes may be left in the boxes in the main office lobby, by the chapel, and outside room 205. There will be two meetings next week for the SFC Wellness Week, Monday and Tuesday, both held in room 201 after school. These are the last planning meetings for the Wellness Week. All SFC class reps should report to Mr. D'Alfonso's office at this time for an important meeting regarding an upcoming event. The New Rochelle Youth Bureau is accepting applications for new members for their Board of Commissioners. This board meets to work and to improve the lives of New Rochelle youths up to the age of 21. If you are interested in applying for this position, please see Mr. D'Alfonso for the application. This board is a great resume builder for college. There will be a genealogy club meeting in room 201 immediately after school. All are welcome. And now to John.
The Mission Peru team is seeking direct donations of particular items for the poor in Peru. Medical supplies, topical ointment, salves, band-aids, gauze, medical tape, etc. School supplies, and small games for children. These items can be left outside the chapel through Friday. All golfers should check their email for next week's schedule. If there are any questions, see Mr. O'Mara by the end of the day today. The library will be closed today after school. Lent is a special time of self-renewal and denial as we prepare for the resurrection of Christ we commemorate at Easter. We are called to prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. As one of promoting giving to the poor, we continue to hold a special Lenten mission collection. The slates are wiped clean and the top homeroom will receive a coupon for lunch in the cafeteria, and there will be a prize for the runners-up. The standings. Mr. Posh's 304 is holding out over Miss Pfaff's 302. Then Mr. Mead's 401, Mr. Emundo's 502, and Mrs. Maraglino's 305. Be generous. Give to the poor today. Attention all track and field team members. There will be no practice today because of early dismissal. Please make every effort to train on your own over the weekend. All pole vaulters should do the workout today that has been given by Coach Cahill. Team members going to San Diego in 2 weeks must meet with Mr. Mitchell at dismissal in the main lobby. On Monday, March 16th, there will be a meeting for all freshmen and sophomores who are interested in the throwing team. This meeting will take place in room 204 at 3 p.m. on Monday, March 16th. Today, we have James Bonanno and Michael Schwartz representing Latin for the Foreign Language Awards.
Salve frater lito Domini Daily, Domini O'Neill et homines Ionam. When tasked with making this speech, I was asked to write about what Latin means to me. At first, it was a very strange thought. It's a foreign language. How could it mean anything to me? I wondered, so I went home that day and I thought for a long time. And soon enough, I realized that Latin is the key to the world and knowledge itself. Despite translating a poem about killing a swan or an extremely long passage about a pirate king, Latin has a multinarious of benefits, such as knowing what the word multinarious means. I will say it once quite firmly that the best grounding for education is the Latin grammar. I say this not because Latin is traditional and medieval, but simply because even a rudimentary knowledge of Latin cuts down on the labor and pains of learning almost any other subject by at least 15%. Latin is the key to not only every language in Western society, but every culture in Western society. Latin is the key to learning about the sack of Rome, the conquest of Gaul, Caesar crossing the Rubicon, and even the scientific revolution. Almost all of history is based upon Latin readings and texts, and without Latin, we lose the history that makes us who we are today. Some of the greatest literary masterpieces are written in Latin, so people who have even a basic understanding of Latin will grasp the brilliant and original works of the classical Latin authors. The purpose of Latin is not to communicate with those living. Rather, it is to communicate with those from the past. A common misconception about Latin is that it's dead. I mean, no one speaks it on a day-to-day basis, so how could it be alive? However, Latin's dialects are spoken throughout the world. Its dialects have funny names like Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian, and these are still alive today. Latin is still alive in law, medicine, and frankly a whole lot of practices where they will still need Latin words to continue innovating. Latin is alive and kicking, and it will be around longer than we ever hope to be. Latin is not just declining verbs and tenses I will never use, or knowing how to say the word sword 7 different ways. Latin is knowledge. Latin is understanding. Latin is truth. Latin is power.
Sicut dilexit me pater et ego dilexi vos. Manete intellectione mea. Si praecepta mea serva veritis. Manebitis intellectione mea. Sicut et ego patris mea praecepta servavi. Et maneo in eos delectione. Haec locutus sum vobis, ut gaudium meam in vobis sit, et gaudium vestrum impleatur. Hoc est praeceptum meum, ut diligatis in vicem, sicut dilexi vos. Maiorum hac delectionem nemo habet, ut animam suam quis ponat pro amicis suis.
Well, that's it for today on Prep. My name is Michael Lyons.
And I'm John Buzzard. Have a great day.